they had to refine their idea a lot.
Yes.
So he spoke to a lot of people, and this is something that I've seen a lot. And there's someone in my mind specifically that I know used to be very much a business, like, no, I'm not telling no one, you know, people have this idea that people are haters and they're going to steal their idea and all that kind of stuff. You're not that important. Do you know what I mean? So what he says here is telling people and talking about it actually helps him to refine the idea.
Yes.
Because you get other people's opinions, because me and you can very much come into an echo chamber where if we're just discussing something, we're just both like, oh yeah, and this will work, and that will do that. And we just, yeah. But we need to actually open it up to people that potentially will become customers. So I think that was quite important. There's a lot of like, you can tell that like Marc is real, like he's the real deal, do you know what I mean? Because it's simple, basic stuff that is true. You know, talk about your idea of people, whether you're doing open events so people can kind of give you their feedback on it or whatnot, you know, talking to your potential customers, surveys, whatnot. It's quite important. Even people that are close to you as well. So that was something that I quite liked.
I like that as well. But I think just to touch on that, perhaps the average person, people think that other people are going to steal their idea, which, listen, we've been in business a long time. We've had millions of ideas. It's not about the idea. And in fact, we've got a poster, ideas are worthless without execution.
Facts.
So it's like you have to execute it right, and talking and learning from other people helps you to execute it right. And that's exactly what he did as he went on. So before we go on to the next bit, I want to touch on Netflix's name. Because did you know, fun fact, did you know Netflix didn't start out as Netflix? They had a different name to begin with. And before I give you the name, let me give you some of the names that they potentially were going to call themselves. So they had Take One, Take Two, Scene One, Scene Two, Flix.com, Fast Forward, Now Showing, Direct Picks, Video Picks, eFlix.com, Cinema Center, Webflix, Cinema Direct, and then Netflix. But prior to brainstorming and changing their name, they were called Kibble, which I don't know if it would be the same thing now, because... Do
you know why? Do you remember why?
No, you're going to hit me.
No, this is really smart what they did. So they knew that because they'd be so fatigued and tired by the end of the process, the naming thing, they knew that thinking of a name, if they chose a name that they didn't really mind, they would have mostly kept that name. But they don't love the name. They would have just kept it because it's like, oh, we've already got a name, let's move it. So what they did was they called it Kibble, which is dog food or cat food, because they knew that they're not going to roll with that name. So basically what they're saying is when you're founding a company, found it in a name that you know you're not going to use. You know, call it a name that you hate, because then at least when it comes to time to pick a name, you will give it the time required, because they couldn't come out of kibble.com. Kibble and chill. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have had the same ring to it. But that was like, when I read that, I thought, okay, again, just very smart, very simple. Just pick a name, because you know, we've been there where you kind of think of a business, the name, we're already using that. We've already got the domain registered. Let's just roll with that. We've got other things to do. So choosing a name that you know you're not going to keep helps you prioritize the name. That was quite interesting.
Yeah, that was quite smart. Anyway, they ended up with Netflix, which now he even says has some, you know, connotations, you know, like you said, Netflix and chill. Now, the idea initially was to send out DVDs to people. People would go onto their website and rent DVDs, and some of them could buy actually the DVDs as well. They rent them and then they send them back. And they launched on their first day, they got 100 orders in their first day, which was, you know, a great start. But their website crashed.
The servers crashed.
The servers crashed. And it was just like, like all these little problems that happen in business. It's like, yes, we got 100 orders, but now the servers have crashed. It's like, you're a firefighter. You're just firefighting problems. That's literally what he's doing throughout this whole journey, firefighting problems. I guess I just wanted to touch on that.
It was like, because on that part, with the book, what I liked about Marc's writing style, you can tell he watches films, because it felt like I watching a film, the way he described things. Like, I don't know, like every chapter, I'll be like, oh yeah, right, I'm going to finish on this chapter. Then there's a cliffhanger on the end of that chapter, and I'm like, oh man, I want to see how this ends. You know what I'm saying? So then I'll go on to the next one. So it's like, I thought to myself, this guy definitely loves movies, because it was done in that sense, like, you know, watch the next episode or what's happening next after. So I remember that scene. or the scene. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember that chapter, and it said, yeah, the servers crashed, and they had to go out and buy new servers whilst they were running and trying to get up running and whatnot. But again, it's like, before reading this, I never would have thought of Netflix as like a startup.
Yeah.
Like, these are startup issues, these are growing pains that you go through that I would have never attributed to Netflix. But lo and behold, they went through these sort of things.
Yeah.